You haven't turned around. No, we have a job to do. Job? This is a pleasure yacht. You're a weekend sailor, not the bloody Navy. A man your age? Men my age dictate this war. Why should we be allowed to send our children to fight it? You should be at home. Well, there won't be any home if we allow a slaughter across the channel. There's no hiding from this. Welcome back to Should You Watch This with the Popcorn Priest, a weekly podcast where movie enthusiasts, ex-movie theater projectionists, new and old friends take the time to talk about a movie that we just watched and answer that very question, should or shouldn't you watch this? I want to extend a loud, ticking time bomb welcome to my longtime friend and Call of Duty brother-at-arms, Mr. JJ himself.
Thanks for having me again, Popcorn.
Welcome back. We are finishing off our review of Dunkirk from 2017. When 400,000 men couldn't get home, home came for them.
We shall fight on the beaches. We shall fight on the landing grounds. We shall fight in the fields and in the streets. We shall never surrender. We shall never surrender.
Dunkirk, rated PG-13. Experience it in IMAX July 21st.
Dude, what a sick trailer, man.
Yes. Finally a movie where the Germans win.
That is, I mean, here's my thing. The Nazis are such good villains because we can say we don't like Nazis. I like Germans. I don't like Nazis. They were not good people.
Absolutely, yeah.
But,
who doesn't like Nazis? Yeah.
Yeah, you shouldn't. And if you are a Nazi supporter and you listen to the show, I invite you to not to listen anymore. Thank you. Well, okay, let's move on. Let's get into popcorn trivia.
Let me tell you something, Pandeo.
All right. I've got 3 trivia points. I bet you have some better ones than me because we mentioned last week that JJ listened to, or watched, I should say, the special features. I didn't have my disc yet, so I'm looking forward to delving into that. But let me know what you got, okay? I've got 3. According to Sir Kenneth Branagh, roughly 30 Dunkirk survivors who were in their mid-90s attended the premiere in London. When asked about the movie, they felt that it accurately captured the event, but that the soundtrack was louder than the actual bombardment, a comment that greatly amused the writer, producer, and director, Sir Christopher Nolan. I mean, yeah, it's pretty loud.
Yeah, super loud. And he's like 90, 100. I get that.
Yeah, you probably just be like, turn it off. It's so loud. Yeah.
But one of my trivia facts, too, where Nolan met with a lot of the veterans and her stories and experiences, and he used, that one scene where the soldier is just walking into the ocean.
Oh,
one of the veterans actually told him that story and he decided to use it.
Oh, man. That is one of the most eerie, poignant, what is going on, but also you kind of know what's going on moment in the movie.
Yeah. It's either, he's done waiting and he's going to go try and swim, which is going to, pretty much a suicide.
Correct. Or he's gone the PTSD is so much that he's like, I'm done and I'm just going in, Yeah, very poignant, and it really encapsulates what the rising tension of this whole movie cumulatively is what happened to that guy. And that's cool. That's cool that it's like a real story. That's awesome. 2 more I have. The scene in which Farriers, that's Tom Hardy's character's name. I didn't know that. Farrier, that's his name. I couldn't to be honest, and to the credit of some of the reviewers last week that we read, because they were complaining about the dialogue. I'm going to be honest. I probably didn't get 26% of the dialogue. It's just gone.
If we watch subtitles, maybe next time it will help.
Yeah, I almost said this to you while we were watching. I was like, hey, should we put the subtitles on? Number one, I didn't want to interrupt this flow of the movie. And then I also didn't want to I feel like it would have just detracted from the experience of this huge image that we're looking at. And we're sitting, I have like 2 rows in my theater and we're sitting on the front row and it's like, we're right up in it and have this like large, bar at the bottom with letters. I thought it would have been kind of lame, but
yeah,
you're right.
But when Harry Styles and I was like, I couldn't understand what he was saying at a certain point. I was like, yeah, subtitles would be nice.
Yeah. And Bane, I can't hear Tom Hardy, what he's saying.
Born in the darkness.
It's like, dude, and he has another mask on. It's like that, Mad Max and Bane. Can we get this guy a role with no mask?
Keep the mask.
He's very expressive eyes. Really like Tom Hardy. And
I like that you're looking in Tom Hardy's eyes.
I got lost in him. I got lost in Tom Hardy's eyes.
Most do.
All right, last trivia point. This movie had this is what I wanted to get to last week, but I didn't want to spoil it. But this movie had a 5-minute IMAX prologue that played in front of Rogue One, a Star Wars story from 2016, and Kong Skull Island. This is the 3rd time a Nolan movie has had a prologue released 6 months before the film. The other 2 were The Dark Knight Rises IMAX prologue played in front of I Am Legend, and The Dark Knight Rises IMAX prologue played in front of Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. And let me tell you, this is the most genius marketing of all time, because when I go see these huge other movies and you get to see like a full scene, when I watched The Dark Knight prologue in front of Mission Impossible, I was amped, dude.
Yeah, I'm going to see the movie either way, but it just gets me that more hyped.
And when I saw The Dark Knight, The Dark Knight Rises, The Dark Knight prologue in front of I Am Legend, I was like, because it was full IMAX, my mind was blown, dude. What an amazing way to like tease people that far in advance. Love it.
Yeah, good marketing.
Any other trivia you want to throw at us?
Not much, but I did find it interesting that the shipwrecks are still there on Dunkirk, and like they're still there's some shipwrecks that are still there.
Oh my gosh.
And they're still finding like buttons and buckles on the beach today.
Oh yeah, when I put it in Popcorn Puzzles. We might have jumped the gun, but it was shot, you mentioned already multiple times, it was shot on the actual beach at Dunkirk. When scouting for the movie, Nolan found a button from an English soldier's uniform in the sand.
Yeah.
What? Like that
just kind of shows like this was not that long ago.
It's crazy that there's artifacts still there. Anything else before we move into some beefs?
Let's get the beefs.
All right, here's some beefs.
Where's the beef? Hey, where's the beef?
I have 2 beefs. My first beef, according to writer, producer, and director Sir Christopher Nolan, the tension that he feels watching Saving Private Ryan was not the tension he wanted for this movie. And my beef is like, well, I don't understand. Maybe this should be a puzzle because I don't understand.
Who said that?
Nolan.
I saw an interview where Nolan said Saving Private Ryan was one of his inspirations behind this.
Yeah, that's where I'm like, maybe whoever wrote this article that I read about is not smart. I don't know. That's my first beef. My second beef is with Cillian Murphy's character. I wasn't going to bring it up, but I wanted you said something really interesting while we were watching the movie. What do you think the British think of his character? He's kind of a douche, but again, here's my caveat to all this. I've never been in war. Never fought war. I fought a lot of digital characters in Call of Duty.
Yeah, shout out.
Yeah, shout out to the Call of Duty people. Squad.
They're veterans with us.
We're veterans.
We fought in Dunkirk.
We fought on Dunkirk's beaches many times, many a night.
Our comrade, Johnny Utah, shout out.
Correct. And bias lock. Listen, I'm not a soldier, okay? I've never been in war. I would suck horribly, and I cannot speak to what it's like, okay? All I'm saying is I feel like that guy sucks. Like, you need to go help your bros out, man.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously experienced some shell shock, and then
Correct.
probably shouldn't have locked him in the closet. That's not going to help things.
Yeah, for sure that exacerbated the situation, and we lost Georgie.
Yeah. Killian killed George.
Killian killed him. That guy was trying to save him from more PTSD. I would have said, dude, you killed George. Okay, he's dead now because of you. You pushed him too hard into the weird black pole thing that crushed his head. Thanks.
R.I.P. George.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there's people like that existed during the war that we don't hear too much about that, do experience that shell shock and like are just not just want to go home, which is understandable.
Yeah, I guess it's cool that he put that in the film. We don't know. We know that guy probably had his, article in the paper, the local paper, and maybe they probably came up with a story to go along with that, but I don't know.
That storyline I feel like is probably my least interested of all the storylines throughout the movie. But I do think Nolan does a good job of like just staying there right enough, to get what he needs to say and then moving on. We got about 5 minutes of George whatnot, and then boom, we're right back into dogfights.
Correct. And I know we're in beefs, but I like the fact that the running time is an hour and 47 minutes. It's perfect. It's perfect amount for this type of movie. Any more beefs, dude?
I have some beefs.
Okay. Beef it on me. Lay the beef on me.
Here's one beef.
Okay.
I need more Michael Caine.
Dude, when I heard his voice this time, I just was like,
Michael Caine. Give me more Michael Caine, please.
I need more Michael Caine.
Yes. He had what, 1, 2 lines?
Couple lines. That's it. He's a national treasure for Britain.
And Nolan movies. He needs to clone him, put him in every future Nolan movie.
Yeah, like Bruce Willis sold his digital face. Let's sell Michael Caine's digital face. Voice and face.
You use voiceover.
Yeah, we could just have him whenever we need him.
Yeah, they did that with the nature guy, that David Attenborough. They recorded his voice, and now like they have him forever for nature videos.
Just AI Attenborough voice. Okay, let's do that for Michael Caine.
Thank you.
All right, so I accept that beef. I receive it.
Yeah, I just need more Michael Caine. Sir Michael Caine, excuse me.
My apologies to Sir Michael Caine and his family.
And then my other beef was shocking with the Oscars. So you mentioned earlier that the film won 3 Oscars with film editing, sound mixing.
Please tell me you looked up what it was up against.
For sure. So it did get like nominations for Best Picture, Best Director.
Correct.
So for Best Picture, Best Director, went to the same movie, and it's The Shape of Water with your boy Del Toro.
Listen, let's keep the beefs coming because I love Del Toro, but Shape of Water over Dunkirk, I'm not having it.
Have you seen Shape of Water?
Listen, I didn't watch it and I don't really want to.
It's a one-time viewing for me. I'm not too much into fish relationships.
Listen, I'm going to watch Oppenheimer before I watch Shape of Water, if
Good
that
call.
tells you anything.
So the fact that won Best Picture and Del Toro won Best Director, Nolan got his Oscar this year with Oppenheimer, but I do feel like this is a better directed movie on a larger scale.
That's really cool that you say that because you've seen both and you've seen The Shape of Water also. I agree 100%, man.
And then for Best Picture, Shape of Water won, but the other ones were Lady Bird.
I mean, when you say that out loud, it just makes me smile. Like, this is a real movie, Lady Bird.
And then Get Out. We respect Get Out.
I respect Get Out
So
a lot.
But Shape of Water for Best Picture, that's my beef.
That's the best beef I've had in a long time.
And then Hans not winning for Best Score is a huge beef for me.
Yeah, especially since they won 3 Oscars for sound mixing and sound editing and everything else. Like, that's a big beef. Did you look that up too? Who won?
Shape of Water.
Oh my gosh. If you say Shape of Water one more time, I'm going to lose it. I might just turn the pot off.
We know the Oscars doesn't get it right most of the time, so I'm not too worried about it, but still, put some respect on Dunkirk.
You're right. They don't get
and Hans and Nolan.
I mean, partly because historically the Oscar voters are 72-year-old men, white men. So, yeah.
They like to fish on,
Fish on
relationships,
fish on lady,
action,
crime, not crime,
not crime.
Fish on lady action.
Yeah,
it's like it. They have some weird fetishes, dude. These old
Floppy
guys,
flop.
flippity flops. All right, let's move on. Do you have any more beefs? I feel like we've had more beefs than we should have had about this movie, dude. All right,
it's not directly towards the movie.
True. It's surrounding the movie.
Exactly.
Okay. All right, let's get into popcorn puzzles.
A sphincter says what? What? A sphincter says what? What? Exactly.
We kind of already pre-puzzled. We got a couple pre-puzzles. I only have 3 more. This one's kind of crazy. In the sequence where the Spitfire ditches into the English Channel, an IMAX camera was strapped into the cockpit to film Collins' Jack Lowden trying to get out. However, during filming, the plane with the camera still inside sank quicker than predicted. It took so long to retrieve the plane that the IMAX camera housing filled with water, potentially ruining the expensive camera and the film inside. Cinematographer Hoyte van Hoytema used an old movie technique of keeping the film wet and shipped it back to Los Angeles, getting it processed before it dried out. The take from that scene is in the movie.
Love it.
That's crazy that you can he knew this, like, okay, we made them, making sure it is wet. I don't know what what his accent is, but
no, that's it.
I could just see him being like, make sure we put more water on it to keep it moist.
But it's just insane to me. Like, they strap these IMAX cameras on these dogfight planes.
Yeah,
insane.
like, is it going to create some weird equilibrium crap going on? Because they're heavy and they're big and loud and
very heavy.
Crazy. Yeah, that was a puzzle that I did not know about, but now we do. Speaking of planes, the planes that were bombing the beach were Junkers, Ju-87 Stutzkampfflugzeug, Stutzkampfflugzeug, aka Stukas. They're dive bombers, and this blew my mind. The distinctive sound they made did not come from its engine nor its propeller, but from sirens mounted upon the leading edges of its faired main gear legs and so-called Jericho trumpet, which terrorized ground troops and became a propaganda tool to trumpet German air power during World War II. Though the Stukas were the only aircraft equipped with such a siren system, it has become a characteristic sound of planes diving down and attacking. That sound is terrifying.
Stuka.
And man, those Germans, they're like, how can we make this more terrifying to the people we're killing? They did it. But that is crazy to me.
Yeah. Haunting sound, I'm assuming, for a lot of people.
I mean, Branagh, again, we're talking about Branagh's reactions to everything in his eyes. I got lost in Branagh's eyes too. When he looks up and he hears that sound, he turns around. It's like, he's like, oh, this is not good.
Definitely not
good. Okay, last 2. Sir Christopher Nolan first got the idea of this movie in 1992 while sailing to Dunkirk with his girlfriend, later his wife, Dame Emma Thompson. Here's my puzzle. So Sir Christopher Nolan gets his knighthood. Does his wife just get honorary damehood?
I don't know how it works over there.
Is it just by proxy? I'm married to you. You're a sir. Now I'm a dame.
I think that's how it works. If you become a king and you're married, you get a queen.
Oh, that's a really good logic. I like that. It was puzzling to me, and that's why I was like, what? You just get it? I guess you do. Puzzle solved.
Yeah.
All right. Last but not least, the clock in the soundtrack doesn't stop ticking during the whole movie until Alex and Tommy are sitting safely on the train. And that's true. That's the only part of the movie where you get a little respite from the tension.
That's one of my favorite parts of this movie is, that is kind of like Nolan's staple is the time, the ticking, and it's constant from the beginning. It starts that first scene with the leaflets falling, and like you said, it doesn't stop until one of the soldiers falls asleep on the train, knowing he's safe.
Dude, those gunshots, there's some really heart pounding sound design. Those gunshots, the first, I don't know, 10 minutes of the movie. And when the plane hits the water, I remember both of us were like it just smacks it. And it's just right. Intense sound design. It's awesome.
Yeah. And the ticking only like heightens my state during the whole thing. Fun fact, the ticking was actually from one of Nolan's pocket watches. Of course it was. Yeah.
Jeez, that's awesome. I took my heart rate during the film. I was almost at a 90 beats per minute. My resting heart rate during the film was like 30 beats per minute more than I normally have. And I don't really know anything about heartbeats.
We should have probably warned the viewers last episode about like, if you're claustrophobic, like this is not the movie for you.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
so many intense scenes.
Yeah, if you have a weak ticker, no pun intended, maybe pun intended, maybe steer clear of this one. You might have a heart attack and die. Sorry. Any other puzzles you have?
I had a puzzle. So why don't more directors dress as dapper as Christopher Nolan?
This guy, well,
He's in like 5-piece suits on set. He's got a scarf going on, like a trench coat.
all
just looking-
temperatures.
but he looks fantastic. And if I'm on a set, that's how I want my director looking.
Dude, if you compare his dress on set to, you got Roy Lance's character, he's going out to rescue people. He's got a tie, a nice shirt and tie on. The Royal Navy guys dogfighting with the tie, a nice blue sport coat on. And
English know how to dress. The rescue boats, the guy's in a nice turtleneck.
Correct. British know how to dress.
I'm just saying, more directors. I would love to see that.
Yeah,
Coaches,
listen
in the sports.
I'm so pissed
Dress
that
up.
NBA coaches aren't wearing suits anymore.
Yeah.
They're dumbing it down.
I don't need you in a tracksuit.
I need you pacing the floor, maybe loosening your tie a little bit, but that's it.
100%.
I agree wholeheartedly, and I'm kind of now more upset because you brought it up, because now I'm going to be thinking about that all the time.
Yeah. I'm just wondering why more directors don't do it, because everyone loves it.
That's a good puzzle. I love it. Anything else before we get into our last category? And we have, listeners, a bonus category.
I was thinking about, it's kind of related to the movie, but so this is a great patriotic movie for England. It's a rallying cry for that Dunkirk spirit. I was thinking, what are some U.S. patriotic movies that you think would give off this feeling?
I mean, Saving Private Ryan.
It's got to be up there.
I feel like it's very close adjacent, but Band of Brothers
100%, yeah.
is insane for U.S. like patriotism. What about Armageddon?
Yeah.
I mean, it's
If
not.
you want to save us from an asteroid,
it's not real, but
ID4.
yeah.
Will Smith saves us from the,
freaking what's his name? His presidential speech. I get fired up.
One of the best presidential speeches ever.
And when what's his name? Eddie. I don't know his real name, but
Crazy guy.
yeah, the guy that goes right into the butthole of the alien spaceship.
Saved us all.
His
Hero.
speech. This guy. Yeah, that's a good one.
Air Force One.
Oh, get off my plane! Get off my plane!
Yeah, some good ones.
Oh man, if I had a little more time to think about it, I bet I could come. What about Die Hard?
Yeah.
I'm proud to be American watching that movie.
Rocky
4 probably is the most. When we, sorry Russians if you're listening.
No, sorry, not sorry.
Rocky beat you down.
Yeah.
But at the end, Drago was like, "You got me. I like how you played the game."
Yeah, respect. Game respects game.
Is there any more patriotic movies?
Team America.
I've never. Again, that's another one I haven't seen. I kind of don't want to.
Wow.
But I don't know. I just don't want to see like marionettes hump.
Yeah, I get it.
But that's a good question. I think we might have to return to that again. Should we review another war movie, which is highly probable for us? It
Seems to be a theme.
Okay. I mean, I was going to save this till the very end, But since you brought that up, maybe our bonus category should come into play right now. What do you think?
Let's do it.
Mount Rushmore. So we're going to do our Mount Rushmore of Nolan films because if you recall, JJ and I reviewed, and Jerry Garcia, our
Shout out Gigi.
shout out to Jerry, our writer friend who name drops all the time. He was on the pod for 1917, and we did our Mount Rushmore of war movies in general.
There you go.
And I can't remember what we said, so you need to go back and watch or listen to that. Please do so. But we're going to do we at least remembered that we did that, so we're going to do Mount Rushmore of Nolan. I'm going to go first.
Yeah, I think we're going to have 3 of the 4. I think I know yours, but go ahead.
I think we're going to have I think we might only have one similar.
Okay.
I just think that maybe some of them are going to be flip-flopped.
Are you going in a particular order?
Do you want me to? Yeah, so I had 4 because Rushmore has 4 hits.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter the order.
I ranked them.
All right.
Do you want me to go 4 to 1 or 1 to 4?
Give me 4 to 1.
All right. I'm sorry I did this, but it's my show, so I don't give a crap. Number 4, I have 2. I have a split decision.
Wow. Already send the rules differently.
Listen.
We haven't even got into your first nomination yet. You're already changing things up on my Mount Rushmore.
Listen, okay. Well, maybe we can come to an agreement about this one.
Are there double heads on Mount Rushmore?
I mean, Crazy Horse is quite close by.
Okay, this is your Crazy Horse?
Maybe it's my Crazy Horse.
Okay, yeah, we've done Crazy Horse before.
I've got, okay, I will step back. I'll give you my Crazy Horse as number 5, and I will not break the rule, okay? So my Crazy Horse is Interstellar.
Okay.
As a number 5. Only because I cry so much in that movie, and it makes me think of like passage of time, relationships, and how they phase in and out. And it's just so sad that like you don't really know when the last time you're going to see someone, and you've got to be, cognizant of that. And it makes me cry. So I can't stomach it all the time, but I recognize it as a beautiful film. So that's my Crazy Horse. Number 4 is The Prestige. Number 3 is Dunkirk.
Okay.
Number 2 is Inception. And number 1 is The Dark Knight. That's my list.
Yep.
Where's yours at?
We're going to have similar.
Okay.
I knew it.
Okay.
I think my Crazy Horse will be Memento for having a Crazy Horse.
It was going to be Interstellar or Memento for me, but I left it off.
And just like Dunkirk, the more you watch Memento, I think the more I enjoy it. You put things together a little more, and it becomes more enjoyable the more you watch it.
I agree. Having that editing be the way it is makes it more rewatchable, I think.
100%. My 4th would be Dunkirk.
Okay.
On my Mount Rushmore or Nolan. Then I'm going Prestige.
Okay, we flip-flop Dunkirk and Prestige.
Dark Knight, number 2. And then my number 1 is Interstellar.
Ooh.
So I hear you on Interstellar.
Okay,
like,
why?
It makes you feel emotions, and I feel those as well. But I also think it's inspiring in a way. Like I get inspired after I watch that movie on so many scales.
To like be a better person, to like appreciate, relationships, or like, what do you mean?
Yeah, in all aspects. And then, it makes me feel hope about the future and things like that.
Okay. Yeah.
We have to say that for a pod.
I think we should do it.
It's coming back out in IMAX this fall, and I'm pretty excited about it for the 10th anniversary.
Well, if you want to witness the priest weep next to you, then let's go.
Let's do it.
All right. I'm sad that The Dark Knight isn't higher, but
it's 2.
I'll allow it. What an amazing
I know it's a little controversial,
movie.
but Dark Knight's amazing.
Oh man, if you don't like Dark Knight, it's not even a comic book movie. It is, but it's the great crime movie. It's a great movie.
One of the greatest acting performances of all time.
Yeah. I'm kind of pissed that like he got the Oscar posthumously. I'm glad that he got it, but like give that guy some love while he's alive. Like what
he was getting there.
Yeah. He's gone too soon.
Yeah, I have Inception off my list, and I figured you would have it. I thought you would have Prestige and Dunkirk as well. So 3 of the 4.
Yeah, Inception. Dude, I love the score. I love the weird visuals. I love that Asian guy, dude.
Love it all.
He's so fun to listen to. I can't even remember his name, and that's really sad of me.
Yeah.
Sorry. I love him. Mr. Guy, you're really good. I like you. All right, let's get back to our last category. And thank you for bringing up Mount Rushmore. It's a kind of a cool thing that we kind of just you and I do. So I like that. And Jerry.
And Crazy Horse.
And Crazy Horse. All right, let's get into Popcorn Redemption, our last category.
I have exorcised the demons.
All right, I have one redemption, and I want to go last because it's just so poignant to me what I found, and then we'll give our rating and we'll say goodbye.
Okay. So what I love most about this movie is just the authenticity. Everything's shot on location. Those are the actual rescue ships at the very end. They actually use those ships.
That's true. That's very authentic.
And that's what I just appreciate and love Nolan for. He's always going to film on location over a stage. He's always going to do special effects over visual effects.
Correct.
He's going to take time and care into every single detail. I saw one of the vignettes, Harry Styles, before they were shooting, his boots were not laced properly. And Nolan noticed it and told him to lace them properly before they were shooting. So like he knows his shit.
Yeah, laces out, bro.
Laces out, Harry.
Jeez, Harry. What's your problem?
Just that he's able to do show, don't tell. Like this movie doesn't have excessive dialogue.
That's true.
And, some war movies, they might have like the cheesy, war cliches, a soldier saluting their grave or, no disrespect, but something like that. And this movie just shows you like firsthand experience, these stories, and then them intertwining beautifully at the end.
Yeah, he just puts it on display and lets you see it.
100%. Lets the audience feel and see things from their perspective, their point of view.
He's not trying to force an interpretation of anything. He's just showing you what it is in a beautiful IMAX, by the way. Unbelievable. There's so many shots of insane when Tom Hardy's planes run out of gas and he's just soaring over the coastline. It's breathtaking.
Love it. There's not really quick cuts in this movie.
Correct.
Nolan kind of lets the scenes breathe. And like with this like large scale of film and this beautiful cinematography, like it just works.
It does. With that, what's your rating?
Golden Bucket.
Yeah, it's on my top 3 Mount Rushmore. I've got to give it a golden bucket as well. Here's my final redemption. Is there anything else you need to bring up before I tell you this?
Are you?
This is going to give you some chills. I'm going to tell you right now. In regards to the Battle of Dunkirk's importance, Sir Christopher Nolan stated his opinion. This is an essential moment in the history of World War II. If this evacuation had not been a success, Great Britain would have been obliged to capitulate, and the whole world would have been lost, or would have known a different fate. The Germans would undoubtedly have conquered Europe. The U.S. would not have returned to war. It is a true point of rupture in war and in history of the world, a decisive moment. And the success of the evacuation allowed Sir Winston Churchill to impose the idea of a moral victory, which allowed him to galvanize his troops like civilians and to impose a spirit of resistance, while the logic of this sequence should have been that of a surrender. Militarily, it is of defeat. On the human plane, it is a colossal victory. We said it.
Perfectly said.
We said it a bunch of times, and I just love how Nolan's very thoughtful approach to all of his work, and it really shines through in this quote, and hats off to him.
Beautifully well done movie, and it is inspirational, even though like the quote saying it's a loss, it is a triumph, personal triumph over this collective defeat. And you do feel like when he mentions that home line, what do you see? And he goes, home. You see all the citizens coming to rescue and help out. Correct.
That's like almost like you could take from this movie in a small way. I'm not saying to take away from the greatness of what Dunkirk is, but to me, it's like, how can I see things in my life that are kind of a horrible situation or a horrible defeat or a personal tragedy? How can I see the triumph in stuff that I'm going through? And it really is inspiring to me in a personal way. So I really like this. That's it.
We did it.
We did it. We were on the little dinghies. We're just on the little side ones. Maybe the one that said mimosa on the side.
Yep.
We were on that boat. Okay. We helped. We helped
in the planes. We were in the boat. We're on the land.
Correct. Well, that's it for this week. But I am with you always. Look for me in the cloud at Popcorn Priest. I love movies and would love it if you'd share the love. Share this with the movie lover in your life. Another way to support the show is by throwing a few shekels at the priest, which means money. Patreon.com/Popcorn Priest and see what extra perks you can enjoy. If you made it this far, go give us a 5-star review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. I command thee. As always, thanks for listening. And thanks to my special guest, JJ. Appreciate you coming on the show and suggesting that we watch Dunkirk because it was awesome.
Yeah, man. Thanks again for having me. Apologies to Ken Watanabe. We know you from Inception.
Yeah,
you're a friend of the pod.
That's his
we
name.
got you.
That's his name. Ken
I know he was
Watanabe.
listening, so I just wanted to say we got you, bro.
I apologize,
Sorry,
Ken. You're really great in those Mazda ads. I'll tell you that right now. I mean, inspiration. I have a Mazda because of you. Thanks, Ken. I bought one. You did us right. With that, bombshell, remember, when you watch movies, you can pop off, pop in, or pop out, but always bring the popcorn.